Thank you.
Sorry. Actually, this video is about kind of a people's story. Like, do you mind if you share a little bit? Like,
Of course.
but like, how old are you? Like, what year you were born? Or like, you look pretty young.
People usually think I'm younger than I am.
Yeah.
So I was born in 1990. I'm 31.
That's still pretty young.
Yeah, but sometimes, especially if I don't have a beard, people think I'm like 25 or like they're like, Dan, you're over 30. What? But I also act very childish in my videos, so that could be part of it.
That's amazing. But that's why, like, I find some videos you made on the YouTube, like you think about a lot of stuff. That's amazing. Like you have a lot of like thought processing thing, like the life, like what's the next step, the plan. Like I'm hitting the middle age crisis already. I guess you are a little bit on your way.
I think I've had a midlife crisis since I was like 12 years old. You know,
really?
I'm always my mind
always
is always
worry. You worry?
I'm not just worried, but always like I just think a lot about. I mean, it sounds funny, but I think a lot about the fact that we're all going to die, and we have a short time on this earth. You know,
we make bad time,
and so we need to make the most of the time we have. And so whatever I'm doing, even if I'm making YouTube videos and then like that's my job, that's making money, I'll talk to people who are like, Dan, like that's a dream job. Like I want to be doing that. Like how? And people talk to me and think it's really cool, but me, I would say very self-critical. Yeah. Like I'm looking at channels that are bigger than mine and being like, oh, why am I not doing that? Or like.
But were you worried at the beginning to choose, because you spend a lot of time on the video, but you don't know that would create a stable income?
Oh, even today I'm worried. Even today it's like
But why did you choose this kind of a no guarantee? Because it's a risk. Like even today, I have that issue as well. Restaurant business really probably tomorrow gonna be closed, like our business.
So I'll tell my story. It was very much by mistake, actually. I've always liked storytelling. I actually come from a writing background. So I studied creative writing in school. I've always loved to. I have a book that I've been working on for years that
that's amazing.
One day the world will see, I hope.
So you must be, your English is good to read the Shakespeare thing.
Well,
really, right?
I can't write like Shakespeare, but yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
But
a lot better than George W. Bush English.
Yeah.
Like I'm chasing his level. I'm chasing, but there's no way can be close to your level.
Yeah, funny how President of the United States is like the low level. It's like,
that's a
you
good.
You can't be an English teacher, but you can be president.
Yeah, but that's a target that it's good for the foreigners like me to have a little bit low target to
inspiring.
Yeah, to be really inspired to see that at least I can, if I spend all my life learning, I can reach, you know. But some other guys' English is so good, so there's no way. Lose your hope.
Oh my God. No, but I love to write, and I always love to travel as well. As soon as I finished school, I was telling you earlier, I took a job in South Korea as an English teacher.
Which school? What did you? It's like what kind of school? Like
yeah, so in Korea there's like two types. There's like private schools and public schools. If you're public school, that means like you're at the real Korean school.
Okay.
So like you're like the foreign teacher in a school surrounded by like their Korean classes and stuff. I was at a private school. We call them hagwons. And private schools, some of them are good. Yeah. Some of them are not so good. You hear like horror stories about some of them are really like mismanaged and try to like not pay the teachers.
Is that like the similar phenomenon like in China as well? Yeah. So foreigners, they go there, people because they like learning English, right? I guess.
Well, their mothers like them learning English. These are kids, and like a lot of them, like I would say 80% of mothers in Korea, they all dream of their kid going to Harvard and like getting straight A's. So the culture pushes the kids very hard. And so I was teaching kids after they've already done their 8 hours. This is like a Korean kid's life. They do 8 hours of school. And then at 4 p.m. they might go to like a math hagwon and study math for 1 hour.
Chinese, the same tiger moms.
And then you go to...
we call tiger moms.
Yeah. And then you go learn violin or piano for an hour. And then it's like 6 or 7 p.m. you might go to the English school. So they've already put in over 10 hours. Like these kids are tired, you know?
I'm very familiar with that.
Yeah. You lived it, I'm sure.
No, my daughter is going through that right now.
Yeah. Anyway, that was how I got started. It was a good way to travel a bit, see the world. It got me to Asia. I actually paid pretty good money, so I was able to save a bit. But
you are super young that time, right?
Yeah.
Just 20, in your early 22, 23 years old.
Yeah, exactly. 22,
already living in a
23.
foreign country.
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember one of my friends who, like, when I was in university, like, one of my roommates at the time was this girl named Kayla. And I remember, like, when I decided, because I was working at a restaurant before that, and they just trained me to be a bartender. I'd been like in the kitchen and stuff. They just trained me for bartending. Like, Dan, you can make a bunch of tips and stuff. And then I had to tell them, like,
and that's cool as well. And you kind of throw that thing like a shaker.
Yeah, exactly. You get to be like the cool guy working the bar. You get paid tips, like. But I wanted to go somewhere new. I didn't want this life in this. I just didn't want that life. I wanted to push into the unknown. And my friend Kayla, she just, I remember her saying to me before I left, she's like, Dan, like, who does that? Who just leaves and moves to Korea? Like, she couldn't understand it. I was like, well, you could do it too. Like, if you just need a degree and then apply, and there's lots of jobs. And just the look she gave me, it was like I was an alien.
Regret.
It was like I was an alien from another planet. Like, who moves to Korea? You don't speak Korean. You don't know anyone. What are you thinking? And a lot of your friends will react that way. They will think you're crazy a little bit. Yeah. But you need to, like, move past that judgment and just aim on something.
But you spent there several years, right?
No, I was in Korea for 8 months.
8 months?
8 months. It was a year contract. I actually broke my contract because, like I said, there are some bad schools. I don't want to, like, trash my school too much on this in case someone ever watches. But there were some problems, and I decided to cut that short. But I saved some money. It got me to Asia. I was writing and stuff, but not much. Like, I started a travel blog, but just, you know, it was mostly just to...
But after that, you went where?
After that, I actually went to France.
Cool.
And I lived in Paris for 6 months.
Okay.
And I'm embarrassed to say that because my French is still not that good, but I actually worked in an Irish pub.
But you can say that you learned the French.
I learned the French. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. They think the Quebecois are not even speaking French. That's a whole nother debate. Oh my God, look at this. But yeah, I worked at an Irish pub actually. One of the only places that would hire someone who wasn't fluent in French.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Because we would get all these English speakers, like Americans in Paris, being like, "Oh, Irish pub, I can go there."
Drink Guinness, that's all. Like Guinness, the pronunciation may be the same.
We had an Irish guy tell us that my pub, we had the best Guinness in Paris. Yeah. O'Sullivan's pub, we had really good Guinness. And I was there for 6 months, and I was doing my writing, and my blog was starting to grow, but it wasn't like. I was still working, you know. I wasn't making any money from my passion at that time.
That's the braised pork belly. I guess you may not like it though, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do the real cheers with the sake. Sake is very popular in the restaurant right now. It's crazy. People are like.
And is this cold sake or warm
cold?
Sake? Cold sake.
Yeah. Actually, this is I guess the most inexpensive sake in the SAQ.
How do you say the name?
I have no idea.
King Kong.
I have no
Sounds
idea.
like King Kong. King Kong.
We used to have another sukaku.
Yeah.
What is that? The other smaller bottle, 750 milliliter, but this one is 1.5 liter. So that's one
a
is
big
more.
Boy.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for coming.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You finished it.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to?
I don't know. There's no.
I'll start with half a cup.
It's interesting. The Chinese restaurant selling Japanese sake. You know, but it's very, very popular.
That's very smooth taste. I like it
because like the Chinese liquor is too strong. It's burning. Okay. Yeah. Help yourself. You want to try the most weird one?
Yeah, I can't wait.
Take this away.
When I was in Korea, it was right after the movie Frozen had come out. You know Frozen?
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah.
And I guess that movie was very popular. You know, Let It Go.
Yeah, Let It Go.
That was very popular in Korea. So I had like half the girls in my class were named Elsa. They all wanted to be
So,
Elsa.
I wanted Elsa.
Yeah, so yeah.
The cool sister. What is the sister name? Elsa?
In that movie, was it Anna? Because there were a lot of
Oh
Annas
yeah,
in my
Anna.
class.
Anna
Was
is
it
the older
actually
sister.
Anna?
Anna, yeah, Anna.
Okay, so
Anna was
that-
not so cool. Is the older sister?
I had like I taught like 5 different classes. I swear, like 3. There was like Elsa 1, Elsa
Yeah.
2, Anna 1, Anna
Yeah.
2,
Yeah.
and then the boys, because they would all have their Korean names,
Yeah.
and a few of them you would have like Jin. Like a few of them would keep their Korean name, but like most of them,
it's an English
they
name.
encourage them to pick an English name.
Yeah, Jeremy, David.
No, like well, some of them yes,
Yeah.
but other ones. I had a boy named Dragon.
That's pretty brave, tough.
Dragon.
Like
Yeah. I had a boy named Potato.
that's
Should
interesting.
have thought it was really funny. A guy named Potato. Which,
Wait,
he was
Chinese-
actually a troublemaker, so sometimes I'd have to be like,
Potato head.
I'd have to say, "Hey, Potato, put your phone away," and then, but I'd always start laughing. Like I'd try to be like kind of like forceful, like, "Hey, Potato," but like I would just start laughing because
You know
you can't get mad at a potato.
you know the Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We call him Potato.
Who?
Justin Trudeau.
But who calls him Potato?
We Chinese people call him Potato because Trudeau in Chinese is
Oh.
like a Trudeau. Potato is Trudeau. Trudeau, and Trudeau is the same pronunciation, very close pronunciation. So we always call him Potato.
It's like Vladimir Putin.
Putin, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, French people are like, "Oh, how can I be scared of someone who is that delicious?"
Putin, yeah.